Back, it's our public service here on BT to help you capture those holiday family moments. John Lehmann, editorial and commercial photographer, back here on the show. Welcome back. The secret, what is the secret sauce behind capturing that perfect photo?
Well, the secret sauce is having good equipment, but also being able to take those moments at the right time.
There's a lot of action going on that we want to capture. It could be indoor, outdoor settings. We thought the best way to lay this out, a little show and tell. So you've brought some photos of scenarios we could capture, and Christmas lights, whether indoor or outdoor. What's a good thing to keep in mind?
So this is my son, and you can see, I mean, it's quite dramatic because you got the lights sort of out in the background and stuff. So this was taken on the iPhone, and I've used portrait mode to give it that more professional look, you know, sort of that bokeh in the background.
Love that depth effect.
Yeah, the depth effect, exactly. And, you know, you want to make sure you have light on their faces. So there's my daughter, and I brought the lights closer into her so you can fill in the shadows a bit. But, you know, I think you want to get close, and you want to be comfortable with your subjects, and you think about composition and properly exposed images, and you know, and especially this is a great example of something that's composed of my daughter. This was in Niagara Falls in the summer. So when I see something that's inspirational, I sort of grab one of my kids who are probably tired of it, but I'll place them in the situation where I want them, where I think they will look good. Here, this was just the last bit of sunlight falling down in some trees near our house. And so, you know, it's really important to think about composition, motion blur. Do you really need to use flash? Sometimes flash will often ruin the image for you.
Do you usually stay away from flash? I mean, here's a beautiful shot you're using. You had a beautiful natural backlight.
So that's my wife. We're on a hike on the North Shore, and again, I've used the portrait mode on the iPhone to really help separate from the background. And there's no flash on this. And matter of fact, I think most phones, including the iPhone, don't have enough fill flash capability in daylight. You know, so I think if you're at home, you want to try and make sure there's enough tungsten light around, some of your household lights. Flash, I don't know. For me, it often will wreck the situation. The flash on the cameras have gotten a lot better, but I try to avoid them. Just like I try to avoid the digital zoom, you know. So the newer phones, like this iPhone XS, has the dual camera function. So it's got the wide, like 28mm, and the 50mm, which is good for, for portraits.
Yep.
And you know, you really want to use that. You don't want to be using the digital zoom because it will.
As I awkwardly look at you.
Yeah, because it will really degrade your image. So you really, you know, you want to go back and forth between those two settings and not use the digital zoom. I would try and avoid the flash because you can get you know, a bit of red eye and whatnot.
What if you're outdoors at night? I mean, I think about all these great backdrops we have. We have the Vancouver Christmas Market, the Aurora Winter Festival, Canyon Lights, to really capture the essence of your atmosphere, but also have your subject when you have two different types of lighting. Maybe you need flash. How do you compensate for that?
So those are great places to take Christmas photos because there is so much natural light around from the Christmas lights that they're going to fill in all those shadows. And you can just use daylight. I mean, the Christmas lights, they should be bright. They should be red. You want to try and use the most natural setting for that so that you can get that color and that quality.
The burst function on the phones, whether you have an iPhone, a Samsung, Google, of all the technology that's come so far, the cameras are great. How do you make sure you don't miss the moment and just eyes are closed or you've got that red light effect? What can we do?
Well, I think anticipation is really important. So as a photographer, I'm always anticipating what people are going to do. And so I think if you want to get good quality photo, you need to anticipate that, maybe interact with your subject and help them so that the light is better on their face. There is a slight delay on most camera phones. I often use the volume rocker to trip the shutter because it's a little faster and it's a little steadier.
Oh.
So yeah, and you can also use the on the iPhones. I know for sure with the headphones, you can use the volume rocker on that.
So we only have a couple seconds left, but one or two apps to use to touch up the photos after they've been taken.
So I quite like the Instagram app for manipulating the image quality and the filters. Don't go too hard on the filters, though. I see that's a big problem. I also really like Snapseed, which is a free Google product and has both ISO and Android capability. And the other good one is Adobe Lightroom, which is a bit more professional. It has a free version, but you do need a subscription to unlock the more professional stuff. That's a great app and has a lot of flexibility.
A lot of options to play with. Good luck taking those photos. Take your time, get the lighting right, and hopefully we'll live up to the magic that you consistently create. John Lehmann, once again, thank you. We'll take a break. More to come here on BT. Stay tuned. What else we got?